We're now in the area where the three college boys saw the upright canine looking creature that looked a bit like a monkey. Somewhere in this woodland we're hoping to find the actual tunnel cum cave system what it disappeared into. Now those guys were on the side of the banking, so we need to try and find where they were sat to see if everything marries up to the fact that they actually were there. So we're going to carry on through this woodland and hopefully by using, I've got an old map, I'll put it online, I'll put a picture up in a second. The only way I could find it was a map dating back to 1933 I think it was, but you'll see the map. So this is Great Britain, England, UK. We look here. London, Birmingham, Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow. We want to look through here. I know this is quite a long-winded way of showing you, but everyone keeps asking where is this place, and so I'm going to show you. This is the village I grew up in called Prestaleep. Now down here, excuse me, is the River Irwell. We all know about the rivers. Manchester Bolton Bury Canal, it is disused but it's there. This is the railway. So you've got a railway, a river and a canal, all used for Dogman and Werewolf to move around any way they want. Now this waterway here is the waterway that somehow empties into the Irwell. Now between that point and this point no map exists up to date, not on Google, not on anything. This waterway is fed by springs, which we'll see in a minute. So what we have to do is go into this program and superimpose an old map over the top. Can you see? There's the waterway coming down here, which on the new map finishes here. But if we look, that's where the new one finished there. But on the original old map from the 30s, which I think this is actually older than the 30s to be honest, I may have got that wrong. You can actually see that's where it ends on the new, but it reappears again here on the old one. And this corner here, this is the area where the boys were sat. This is where the river disappears into the cave, which then flows underground and comes out into the River Irwell, which is the River Irwell then runs in through Manchester and then ends up at Liverpool and drops into the sea. But yeah, that's the only way we could find it. It took forever to find it. Luckily this map is that good with this little trick. We'd have been well scuppered without it. And there's the I mentioned the brickworks in this film. That's the old brickworks. I think that's why it's so undulating under the ground there, on the ground, old buildings and that. But yeah, so this is the bit we're heading to, just there. Like I say, it's a clever bit of kit. Just shows how time changes everything. There's the motorway running through here. So if you look on the map there now, you can see where the waterway disappears underground. That is not on any up-to-date map whatsoever. Luckily enough, I can use an app on my phone that can superimpose that map over where we are. So if we've still got 4G down here, which we should have because Manchester's not very far away, we can use that map to get into it. So it's a freaky place. Let's get on our way through here. We're heading in the right direction. Yeah, we'd noticed in this woodland there seems to be walls of which we can only say like trying to stop you from going places. It's like trees have been, if you look over here, it's as though these trees have been pushed down to make some kind of wooden wall in a way, stop you getting through it all. But because it's autumn now, all the leaves have dropped, you can see your way through here. But I'd like to reckon that in the middle of summer in here, you wouldn't get very far because you'd be hemmed in. But yeah, and now look over here. You look at all this disturbance here. It looks like a deer's bedded down or something like that. So there is a food source around here for it. But yeah, I just wanted to point out these weird wooden fences, natural looking things. Well, they're not natural because they've been pushed down. But yeah, it's just, if we come across any more, I'll get them filmed as well. Right, let's crack on. Yeah, this area we're in now, according to that old map, I'll bring it back up again. This, it says on the map, it used to be a brickworks. How long ago I do not know, because some of these trees are bloody big. There is piles of bricks around on ground, but it's we're getting closer to where we want to be now. I think I can actually hear water as well. But no more walls of trees yet, but we're getting there. Right, we've found said cave. Looking at where I am now, what I'm walking on, this pathway is the actual pathway. Well, it's not a path, but is the actual track that the creature took. Now, looking down there where you've just been looking at the cave itself, just follow me around there, and this is where we think the mudslide that the guys mention, because they say it runs along here on all fours, and then this section here is where they're saying it slid down the hill. Now, what we're going to do in a minute, before we get in the tunnel, if we just look across to that side of the banking itself, with that bit of trees down, that is supposed to be the place where they were hanging about, smoking the dope and drinking the beer. Now, we'll get round to there in a minute to see if you can actually see all this side to where they're saying they saw the creature running. They said it disappeared into some trees. It must have all been grown up in that down there in the summer. These lads didn't know there was a tunnel there anyway, but we need to check if you can see that tunnel, that cave system from where they were stood, just so we can triangulate and marry up what they're saying does exist. It all is here, and it's all straight what they're saying. So let's try and make our way over to that other side and have a look at it from there. Yeah, so we're at the other side of the brook now, and just down here is where they said they were hanging about. Let's go and see if everything marries up. So normally on a case like this I'm on my own, but after some dodgy noises I got barked at, shouted at in a woodland. The boss, who's also Mrs. Do It Knowles way, doesn't allow me to go on my own now. So that's why this is looking a little bit different. I've got a cameraman. I'm making it big time now. But yeah, here, this is where they were. So, if they're saying they were sat in this area, obviously it's all grown up. The animal came across that banking on all fours, right across there. One of them spots it and tells the other two. They all sit up and start watching it. Now, it would make sense that if it slides down that mudslide where we just were, it disappears into trees. It actually is disappearing, what they're saying, into trees. And they have no view whatsoever of that cave. Things are marrying up. We want to try and get into that cave system now, hoping there's not a great deal of water in it. Looking at the brook, it looks alright. We're going to make our way down here, hopefully without killing ourselves. And then what we'll do then is we'll more than likely switch to action cameras. Right, we made it down to the actual mouth of the cave now. Stashed the stuff there. Don't want to go inside with that. Plenty of time down here. Not a single footprint. Want to get inside. And notice the sound isn't as good now because we're on these little action cam things. These things. So let's get in there and have a look. Sounds like a corner or something down here. Not too deep, I don't know what's Good bit. Yeah. Great bit. You wait there. Water, too deep. You look. That's light. There's another foot or so underneath that where I am. We've been banjaxed together by the weather. So I think we're going to have to come back here. Summertime, really. Like it's running a lot lower. I thought it was going to be pretty low. We haven't had any rain for about 4 days. So I thought it was going to be low. There's one of things, there'll be a half too. Let you have another look down there. Also gets a bit cramped, though the water's still coming up. But anyway, we are in here. Sorry about that, folks. Try and get it further in next time. Let's get to business. Yes, so where are we? What are we doing? We're on our way to the underwater cave system. I saw the upright canine-looking creature. It was at one point on all fours and then stood up on its back legs, and they described it having some kind of features of a baboon. But anyway, we go scuppered. We couldn't get in any further. Only had Wellingtons on. But this time, me and Sean, we've got waders, fishing waders. We've had a guy who walks his dog down there. He's kept his eye on the level of the stream that feeds the cave system. Now he says the stream is, for this time of the year, very low. So we bit the bullet. We've got the day off work, and we're going to fly across and have a go getting in there. Can't see it being a problem at all today. Well, guys, I've got up from the river end into here. Just behind me is where it branches off into two different ways. I need to check them. I don't want to go to the other side with this expensive camera. The water is a lot deeper. I don't know we'll get into here, but let's go and have a look at that bit there. Bear with me. I'm actually on my knees. There's the bit where it branches up. And there. The cabin there. Looks like that's something. I'll get the camera close. Anyone there then? I'm only looking through the screen. There's definitely prints there. We'll have to come in from that end and have a better look. Just have a check that out. Right, next job, we're going to have to come through that opening, try and get a better look for the waterproof cameras and the waterproof lights. This is this Sony camera, not waterproof, but I didn't want to come in with a bright light and start scaring things off. As you can see, there is definitely prints. There. You make them out. I'm looking on the screen, can't tell how big they are. Right, people, I'll go back behind me. Sean's making his way over the top to that entrance. We'll go over the top as well with all the gear. It's pretty creepy in here in the dark. With just night vision and a little bit of light from the screen. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I'm on edge. I'm on edge, I can tell you that. No eyeballs and nothing. Anyway, let's get out of here. Get in here with someone else. Right, let's go. Next shot, we'll do the other side. second. We're going to get inside now. Sean is on that camera, he's going to keep that one rolling. And this one, I'll keep this rolling. Like I said, we've got waders on. And we're going to go for it. Me first. I'll do it right back on. That's slippy here. Can't see any eyes shining back at me anyway. There's a big hole there. Oh, I like holes, man. You do. Yeah, I'll see how deep this is. Woo. Right up to the knees. We'll have to go slow. That's right, you know, there might be a pretty big hole coming in. Just slowly feeling with my feet. Chamber. No prints. Another chamber on the right. One on the right hand side as well. On the hand. Print. Yeah. Only little again. There's the way out there. Get a bit closer into there. I expected it to be a bit bigger than this. Did you? Silted off, isn't it though? Well, that's promising, prints being there. Right? That's promising, this prints there. I know they're not very big, but what's been coming in? In fact, they look like big cat prints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big cat, isn't it?
Well, look. A canine leaves claw marks.
Yeah.
Cat doesn't. No.
How many toes is it?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 toes in a pad. There's no sign of a nail, claw. A dog would leave a claw. That's it. My hand. Big size for a cat, especially in England, isn't it? It's a big size for a cat, especially in England, anyway.
Oh yeah, massive. Getting front to be about that big, like,
Yeah.
about 4 times the size. So if you imagine a cat like Getty 3 or 4 times the size, you know, you're talking about a big cat. That's not the size of a lion, but a huge
It's coming from that side, isn't it? Because they'd be over here. They'd be all around there. Coming from along here. Looks like there's some more down there. Looks like there's more prints down here. They've been washed.
Hey?
They've been washed a bit. So they're there. This is a lot smaller than we expected.
What?
Just talking to camera. A lot smaller than we expected. Really out of it. At the end of it. Woo! Daylight.
Oh, down.
Holy moly! That was hard work. So, what did you think to that? What a horrible place to be in, but we did get some really decent evidence if you look at those prints. Pause it there for 1 second. They're not canine, they are feline, they are cat. There's no claw marks there whatsoever, there's just the pads. They and they're a decent size as well. Re-recorded this again over, zoomed in a bit and slowed it down. I'm going to change the colour on it as well in a second. Just want to have a look around that bit of a chamber there, if we can see anything else. But if you look like that now, from that pad to that pad, it would fit inside the that's like holding a can of Coke, the roundness of the top of a can of Coke. So it's a good size for a cat, especially in Britain. It is bloody big. When you think that my cat, I've got 2 cats here, a male and a female, and the male's the bigger one. His paw print's not much bigger than my thumb, the end of my thumb. So they're bloody big. The only thing I regret is not bringing any plaster of Paris. As you can see, look, from across there, bloody good size, that's what I would say. But yeah, plaster of Paris would have been good, but honest to God, that place was just horrible in there. From the entrance bit where we went in, I was thinking it was going to be as tall as that all the time. There's another look at them now. I've changed the colour a bit so they'll show up more, and move the lighting down with the camera. Some depth to them, because that sand has been in flood up to that area there. So this is quite packed down, strong sand. I don't know if you noticed earlier on, I put my hand down further down this area around here, and I had most of my weight, and I hardly made a print. But yeah, this looks good. It's really caught us. Yeah, I was thinking to see some canine prints after what the lad saw going into that cave, but yeah, let's go back to that bit there. You can see, it does give you an idea, doesn't it? And with the big cat theory in England especially, let's just scrub a bit more through this. I can't really tell if it's buried anything up there. I don't think it has, but the prints do head up here, and I don't want to climb over this lot and ruin them. But yes, great evidence. But